The American tax system, kinda, sucks. Let me explain. Currently there are quite a few things we can improve with both how we gather and spend our tax dollars. Let's start with the gathering. Currently taxes are designed to affect the lower classes much more heavily than the upper classes. This is due to many things like intentional loopholes. First up is stocks, which the rich use to avoid taxes. By taking out a loan with the stocks as collateral and then not paying the loan back, they can essentially sell stocks to the bank tax-free. We can solve this by taxing the bank on stock collaterals. If we do this, then banks will refuse to help billionaires sell their stocks tax-free because they would be losing money. Additionally, by putting a small 0.5% to 1% tax on stock portfolios with a value over 10 million, we can make it so the rich pay taxes on their stock while still being able to make money from their stocks. Secondly, we need to add more tax brackets. Currently the highest one is 37%, which is way too low. We used to have more tax brackets above, but they were removed since the rich did not want to pay them. I think adding a 42% and a 50% tax bracket at the minimum would force the wealthy to pay their fair share. These are just a few of the many things we could do to improve our current tax system, because at the moment it is set up in a way to disproportionately affect the lower and middle classes while being either incredibly low or easily avoidable for the rich upper classes. Also, our current method of taxation betrays our own American ideals. The people who decide how we are taxed are politicians, who are wealthy and are the exact class that are benefiting from how the current system exploits the lower class. Right now, the lower and middle class, who are the vast majority of the American citizenship, are not represented in how our tax system is set up. We started the revolution because we wanted representation for our taxation, but this is simply not true in today's USA. If we taxed the rich properly, we would have hundreds of billions, maybe even trillions of more tax dollars to spend. We could spend this money on building government-owned housing blocks where rent paid goes to the government. This would act as a long-term investment for the US government and also help combat rising rent prices. With all this extra money, we could also actually sustain Social Security, because soon the Social Security fund will run out and everyone who paid for it will get nothing. We could also make national ID cards, which would be a safer form of identification than the easily stealable Social Security number. We could help combat the mental health crisis, or the rising cost of living. Maybe we could even take that money and make a universal income. Whether you're old or young, Republican or Democrat, citizen or immigrant, the current tax system is exploiting every single person in America except the people in government office. We are currently not being represented and don't have a real say in how we are taxed or how most of the tax money is spent. I think it's high time we actually had a say in this. It's why America was made in the first place. No taxation without representation. Before I end the video, 2 things. 1. If you have anything you want to add to the conversation for or against me, say it in the comments, as I want to see others' perspectives. 2. Like and subscribe, I guess. Goodbye.